right, Panther fans, Ranger fans, let's get that clap right. There we go. Panther fans, Ranger fans, hockey fans, all other fans. I need a fan. It's hot in this basement. I live in Maryland, and the first 6 years of this channel, it was nice and cold when Panther season ended. But now it's going to be like 90 degrees today. I got a window cracked over there. I'm schwitzing, so let's get into this. So, now, as you know, I've made other series previews with Billy Lindsay yesterday and Paul from the Locker Room. So we've talked about all of the intricacies of the matchups and the goaltending, and we've talked it all to death. It's extremely even. And I was thinking about it this morning, and here's where I don't even know if you say that this is an advantage to the Panthers, but it's a thing. So the Rangers have not played, even including last season, really, they have not played a team like the Panthers in the playoffs. Carolina is Florida light, okay? It's Florida light. They'll play you close, but we swept them. And it was a sweep, regardless of what Brendan Moore says, okay? Carolina plays a very similar style to the Panthers. Anderson is not exactly Bobrovsky, and Carolina just does not have the ability to just throw three guys out there that can score and take them off, and put three more out there that can score and take them off, and throw three more out there that can score, okay? And Panthers have fourth liners that can go up to the second line, and it works. So the Rangers have not played a team as well-rounded as the Panthers. And the point there is that the Rangers are probably the closest to the Panthers as any other team, so they can't play themselves. You see what I'm saying? Now, in terms of the Panthers, I was thinking about this morning, and I think I'm willing to say this, Panther fans. I'm willing to say that what we're about to see in this Rangers series is probably a lot closer to, if not exactly, what would have happened last year against Vegas had we been healthy. Had we been healthy. Because I think the Rangers are far and away the biggest, best, baddest team, best test that we have faced since playing Vegas. Now, I'm not making excuses of what happened against Vegas. They beat us. They beat us. We had guys with broken arms and broken legs and broken sternums, but they beat us, okay? It is what it is. But now the Panthers are healthy. So if for nothing else, we're really going to get to see how the Panthers play against a truly, truly, truly elite team like the Rangers or like the Knights were last season with our full complement of players. And that's not to say Tampa doesn't have a good team. That's not to say the Bruins aren't good. But Panthers haven't faced a team like the Rangers since the Knights. But let's be honest here, okay? I mean, the way Ekblad described that series was, well, I went into it and I was okay with the torn labrum and the broken foot, but when I tore my oblique, I started having problems. Okay? Tkachuk, broken sternum. Ties game 3, and the plan was, well, I know I got a broken sternum, but if we can get this to 7, I'm going to go out there in game 7. So we didn't play him with our full complement. Let's be honest. That doesn't mean Vegas would have beat us, but I think that we're fixing to find out-ish, right, as close as possible, how the Panthers would have looked against Vegas had we been healthy. Now, Anton Lundell is sliding in to start the series at 2C with Sam Bennett at 3C. Now, if you know, on this channel, I've made a couple of videos about getting mad when I see people on Twitter talking about wanting to trade Anton Lundell. The second video I made about trading Anton Lundell turned into my trade prediction of the Tkachuk thing, but I was saying it because I wanted anybody but Lundell, and it just so happens, when I get mad, things come out of my mouth that eventually end up happening. I don't know what that is, but it's been a thing my whole life. Now, I was going through some older videos yesterday, and I found the first video I made where I was talking about Lundell, and I didn't want people to, I didn't want him traded. And in that video, I alluded to the idea that in a couple of years, you might see Lundell take over for Sam Bennett because he was that good. Now, as much as I would like to stand here and drop the mic and all of that and say, see, I told you Bennett's going to be, Lundell's going to be better than Bennett, that's not what's happening here. Okay, now, Anton Lundell is playing out of his mind. He's playing fantastic, and I hope it works throughout the whole series, because if it works, we're going to be in good shape. Sam Bennett is not going to be himself until next year, okay? The dude's hand is not, he can't take a hit on that hand. We'll just put it that way, okay? So limit his ice time just a smidge. I know he's not going to be able to be as physical as he would want to up on that second line because he just can't afford to really be physical with that hand. He's starting to shoot the puck a little bit more. He's not really a big goal guy anyway, although he did have a few more than normal this year. So, Barkov, Lundell, Bennett. Now, what's interesting here is that in the when Bennett was out earlier, I kind of had talked about how having Lundell at 3C was a huge advantage, and now we got to put him at 2C, and now we don't have the advantage on the third line. But that was because Bennett was out. Now, if Lundell can continue his level of play, and Sam Bennett can just be Sam Bennett on the third line, that goes back to us now having a big advantage on the third line. So I like what Maurice is attempting to do here. It is a bit of a roll of the dice. Lundell is 22, all right? And the Rangers are not to be messed with. I'm sure Lundell's going to have a short leash, but also he's very, very steady defensively. So I don't think he's just going to fall apart. It's whether or not we can continue to get offensive production from him and that line with him in the middle. If that works and Sam Bennett can just get a little bit better than he was in the last series. No, I'm not complaining about his play. You obviously know he's not 100%. But if he can just be Sam Bennett at 3C and Lundell can continue to play as well as he has at 2C, that's going to be a big advantage. How big? It's still only going to be as big as the post or the crossbar and then the post and out, or the crossbar and then the post and in. Again, we can talk about all of the intricacies and everything, but this is going to be a game where the Rangers blow us out. And it's going to be a game where the Panthers blow the Rangers out. It's going to happen. Now watch it go 4 and nobody blows anybody out. But the point is that we can see anything in this series. Both teams have the capability to blow each other out. Both goaltenders have the ability to steal a game. Both goaltenders could have an off night and allow 6 in the first 5 shots. Okay? So anything could happen. Anything could happen from period to period. Panthers will have a great first period and look terrible in the second period. The Rangers allowed the Canes to score 3 goals in 1 period. That's hard to do. So both of these teams could do anything at any moment, to the good and to the bad. And it will make it look worse than it is, because if the Rangers have a bad period, and the Panthers can totally take advantage of that. And if the Panthers have a bad period, the Rangers are going to put 4 on Bob, whether he's Vezina Bob or not. So that it's going to be there's going to be some wild and crazy moments. I don't know how much of that we're going to see. I don't know if we're going to see, like, some of these other series, including the Panthers, including Rangers and Canes, where there's just like 25 minutes of nobody can get into the zone. And it's just bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing in the neutral zone. I don't know how much we're going to see of that. We could see some, but you got guys, Trocheck, Zibanejad, you got Kachuk, you got Verhaeghe. You have guys that when that type of game needs somebody to take it by the cojones and change it, both teams have guys that can do that. It seems so incredibly even. Now, what do I think is going to happen? Jeez. I hate when you ask me that question, even though you're not asking that question. I know you want to know if I know, because, yeah. All right, the puppets are telling Panthers in 6. Now, I already know all of you Ranger fans just paused the video and you were leaving the clown. No clown emojis. You can leave, ha ha ha, you're delusional. Keep it cool, okay? I'm an old man, all right? Don't talk to me the way you would your 15-year-old brother, all right? But I'm a Panther fan. Do I think it's going 7? Yes. Did the puppets just tell me Panthers in 6? I can't help what they tell me. And they're not wrong a lot. They're really not wrong very often. So, how do we get Panthers in 6? Well, I am going to lay out the same scenario that I laid out against Boston that didn't happen, although I picked Panthers in 6 and Panthers got in 6. I'm going to say split in New York, split in Florida, Panthers win 5 and 6. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me for a hockey reason why I'm saying that, because genuinely, if I just was giving a hockey reason, like what I said with Paul yesterday, we could be going into overtime of Game 7, and the regulation score of the 7 games could be 20-20. You know what I mean? It's just that even, but there could be wild swings one way, back and forth, and that's the last thing I'll say. Whether you're a Panther fan or a Ranger fan, both of us have seen our teams look great and then put out a period where it's like, okay, where'd that come from? So don't get too high, don't get too low, because I don't want anybody to die during this series. And I know in my heart, this is not Carolina last year. Carolina was good, right? But I think we kind of went into that series, against the Canes. It's like, look, we got Barkov, we got Kachuk, we got Verhaeghe, we got this one, we got that one. The Canes, especially last year, no Svechnikov, no Gensel, right? There was no way that they were going to match our offensive output, and it was still 2-1 every game, basically. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to get too high, I'm not going to get too low until and unless it looks like somebody could grab a 2-game lead, right? Okay? Whoever wins Game 1, if the Panthers steal Game 1, and it probably would be a stealing of Game 1, if we could steal Game 1, then Game 2 is just like, it's cool, man. House money. You know what I mean? Now, if the Panthers lose Game 1, I'm not sure if I will be alive for the end of the second game recap, because I don't want to go down 0-2, and then the heart starts going and memories of Vegas, and it's not good. It's like throw up. So, to keep me alive, it's Panthers in 6. Panthers take Game 1. Panthers take Game 1. Rangers get it back in Game 2. Rangers take a series lead in Game 3. Panthers get it back Game 4, Game 5, Game 6. Win 3 in a row? That don't sound right. As I was saying it, so don't give me shit for that. I don't know. Panthers in 6, but probably 7. How about that? All right. There's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Colin and I will be live 1/2 hour before face-off tonight, and then, of course, we will be covering the Edmonton-Dallas series. I didn't do any Western Conference previews. Maybe I should do something with that, but I think everybody kind of figures Dallas is going to, get out of here. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be Dallas and whoever wins this series. And, it'll be a healthy, rested Dallas team against... That's the other thing. That's the last thing I should say. Whoever wins this series, there should be a gentleman's handshake between the teams that I know that'll never happen. But I wish we could just have a gentleman's handshake and be like, can we just play hockey in this series and not kill each other? Because... yeah, great. Panthers win in 7. Or for you Ranger fans, fantastic. Rangers win in 7. But nobody has any body parts left to finish the job, and Dallas wins the cup. So can we be cool? Can we just be cool, right? A hit here, a hit there. Let's just play hockey. Because if whoever wins this series comes out of this series healthy, they're going to win the cup. Okay? But if they come out how the Panthers came out of our series last year, where it's just we got one arm and one leg literally on half of the team, it's not going to go well. So let's be cool. Let's be cool.